Hey guys, and welcome back to Fraser 1515 Gaming. Here with episode 10 of the LA Kings franchise rebuild. We are currently about halfway through season 3, where we are currently 27, 17, and 6 for a total of 60 points, which is good enough for third in our division. So in this video, we're at the All-Star break, and we'll probably finish up around the trade deadline. And what I plan to do is go through and see what players we have that we can move, maybe acquire a little bit of more help for the future. So for starters, what I want to do is go to our view contracts and possibly try and re-sign any of the guys or any players that are on expiring deals that we want to come back for next season. So let's see. Nedeljkovic does not want to come back, so that's kind of a shame. But maybe we'll send him an offer anyways, and just see if he will accept it. So we're not really short on cap space. So we have plenty of cap to go. So we can kind of overspend, I guess, for some of these players. So I don't really think we're going to be bringing back Jake Muzzin, despite the fact that he wants a contract extension. And how much is his extension looking for? About $5 million. So at this age, that's just way too much money to be spending. For a defenseman, that's only 81 overall. Chris Tanev doesn't want a contract extension, and he's looking for even less money. So that EA logic right there. This game just seems so broken for franchise mode that guys don't want to come back. Like Jake Muzzin's currently playing both of them are playing top 4 minutes, getting paid quite well, probably a little bit of an overpay, and they still don't want to come back. Is this recording? It is. Okay. My microphone wasn't picking up anything, so hopefully that didn't all just go to waste. Then we got Luke Snewegard. He doesn't want to come back either, which is fine. I don't really want or desire him to come back. We have plenty of options coming up. Zach Ashton Reese. It'd be nice if I could pick him up, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that just because he doesn't want an extension right now. Nobody there, and Jeff Carter and Adam Lowry both want to come back. So I'm definitely gonna want to bring back Adam Lowry. I love him as my fourth line center. 90 face-offs, and he's also a big body, so you can go out there and hit players when you want. Kind of have that physical presence. So I'm completely fine with bringing him back on that contract. I'm gonna bring it down there for our ADD friends that like nice and even round numbers. These two guys I'm not going to sign just quite yet, just because I'm not sure where I want to go with them. In the minors, same thing. I'm not going to be bringing back Mason Marshman on a re-sign deal just yet. He'll probably be more of a free agency if I even do decide to bring him back. Lawrence Palut, he would like to come back, but his potential is now dropped down to a top 6, so I think I might just let him walk. And in terms of other players, nobody really else. But guys that we're going to be also looking to get rid of are going to be Krill Stetkloff, and we're going to be keeping Jamie Stone for now. So if we're going to be trading, or possibly trading Jake Muzzin and Chris Tanev, we're going to be needing to fill in these positions elsewhere with other players. So in terms of who's available, maybe on the defensive side of things to bring in and, bridge the gap, we got Mackenzie Weir here is an interesting option. I feel like he'd be a good option for the Leafs to bring in. He's a right shot defenseman. He used to play for the Moosehead, so I got to see him a fair bit. In terms of anybody else here, maybe with a little bit of potential, our boy Jimmy Hayes, how are ya? Other than that, I think we're just going to try and move those two goaltenders, those two defensemen, maybe Stetkloff and Muzzin, and we'll even look at moving Chris Tanev for now, but let's just see what we can get for them. So let's start with Stetkloff, just because I know he's going to be the guy that we need to get rid of the most, because we'll be losing, or we'll be able to get quite a bit of value for him. So let's add him to the trade block and find a trade. No trade. Perfect. Nice. Well, maybe we'll try for Jake Muzzin. See if we can get anything for him. Add asset. Find a trade. Alright, so we can get a first round pick for Jake Muzzin, which will be next year, which will be good because we already have 3 this year. They could give us Adam Ruzicka, their second and third round for next year, and a low top 6. Matthias Samuelsson, who I think I probably underrated here a little bit, to be honest. I think he's probably better than a top or a low top 4. He's probably more like a medium top 4 or high top 6. He just signed out of, I think, Western Michigan. Max LaJoie, probably not going to go for that. Not really interested in that. Nate Schnarr in a second. Riley Smith. So right now, the most interesting deal for me is that Arizona Coyotes pick. But I am going to go through and just look at what Calgary's offering me in terms of prospects. So Adam Ruzicka is probably 22, 75 overall. So he'll probably be able to make the NHL in the next year or two, really, is the window he's looking at. I didn't realize he was drafted in 2017. That seems so long ago. They were also offering me, let's see, like this, and skaters matching block. They were offering, this is Max LaJoie's little brother, Mark, I think. I think that's who it is. They're both out of the WHL, so I feel like that's a realistic expectation. They were offering me Matthias Samuelsson, who honestly could probably step in and just fill in for that role right now. So maybe I look at doing that. He's that big body defenseman that I really like having on my team. But I wish he was a little bit more than a low top 4. If he was a medium top 4, that would be without a doubt the player that I would like to go with. Then Phillips, really, he's nothing. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that first round pick from Arizona, and then just move on. And maybe I can get something similar for Chris Tanev, and then I can call up even more guys. So let's propose this trade. And Kale Clegg, yes, he's going to be coming up anyways. So, let's see. We'll go to in the system. Kale Clegg is getting the call up to the majors. So let's go back. We'll just do best lines for now. And while we're here, let's try and go and do the Krill Steklov trade. So defenseman, sort this. Actually, let's just go find him. So Steklov, not going to be signing him, so let's turn that into a little bit of value anyways. So maybe we can get a second round pick for him, and nobody wants him. So I think what we should do is try and trade him to a team that is possibly looking as like a rebuilder. So maybe that is St. Louis. See if they'll maybe give up some prospects for him. I wonder if I could possibly somehow sneak out like one of these guys. That'd be ideal if I could do that, but I don't think the value is anywhere close. Yeah, not even close, so I'm not going to really try for that. Let's go to draft picks, and let's start trying to acquire capital for the following year's draft. So if we can get maybe a second round pick in the 2023 draft, that would be great. Not happening there. So maybe we look at a team that is kind of aging and might be able to, in 2 years' time, not be as well or not be as organized with their team, and that contender status can maybe turn to a rebuilder. So, who would be like that? Maybe Nashville. Nashville's probably got a little bit of an older core right now. Maybe we might even be able to sneak out a fourth round pick here out of them too. So yeah, we were able to trade that 7th round pick that we had from 2 years ago into a second and a 4th. So that is quite the return on investment. The other guy we were looking at getting rid of was Chris Tanev. So let's see if they're... Oh, Chris Tanev's injured right now. So I guess we'll just hold on to Chris Tanev for the time being and start simulating up until, I guess, probably the trade deadline. So let's keep it moving here. Actually, I probably should go back and edit my lines because I think Byfield will be out. Yep. Looks like he is going to be out, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So we need to... Oh, no, Byfield is in. So, go. Gabe Velarde's hurt? That ain't great. So let's go like this. Move him here. Like that, that. And Anderson Dolan. So let's do those lines. If we move these guys, that's a little bit better. Bring Hoffman up here. Yeah. So our team's actually doing like pretty good, like point wise. So we got Velarde. He's not even dressed. Oh, that's not great. He needs to be dressed. So I guess Quentin Byfield had enough stat growth over the last couple months to get him in consideration for for Byfield to be dressed, and Velarde was unfortunately the guy that they decided to cut out, so we should probably put him on the special teams unit as well. I'm guessing he'll probably make it over a guy like... I really like Holtz, but he looks like he went down in overall, which is kind of weird. Just trying to decide, do I want Anderson Dolan, or I think I'm gonna take off Holtz. Let's take off Holtz. Nothing against him, but I just feel like it would be better if I had Velarde on that top, or I guess on the second power play unit. So let's start simulating. So we'll go up to this day here and see what kind of return we can get on some of our other players if we get any offers or anything. So Adam Lowry's back with us, and so is Alex Nedeljkovic. So we had to pay, $300K more for Nedeljkovic to come back and be our backup. So that is definitely good. And if Askarov takes a step forward next year, we can easily flip him. And I just took Velarde out of the lineup again. Great job, Colby. Way to use your head. So we'll just go back in quickly and switch that around because I do not want Velarde missing out on these games. And I also don't want Mikey Anderson sitting on the bench. That's a good way to make him fall in potential. So we'll do this and keep simulating. So 2 second-round picks for Riley Smith. I'm not really interested in getting him. Perzogan's back. I really haven't been focusing on our AHL team that much. I find that it really doesn't make a difference too much as to what you do. So there's a big trade. It looks like Andre Palat and Nikolai Prokin, a guy that we used to have, are heading to Vancouver in exchange for Vancouver's 3rd-round pick, Dylan DeMello, and Brandon Suter. So it's going to be interesting to see what Tampa does because Brandon Suter had that large contract. I'm not sure if it'll be expiring right now or not, but they're probably going to be in a bit of a cap conundrum come July. Another trade offer for us, and it does not seem to be working in our favor. Why would I trade a low top 9 for a 7th-round pick? Chris Kreider, and one of the low top 4s that we drafted last year for Chris Kreider. I don't think I'm really interested in that. I don't want to get rid of too much draft capital right now because I really don't think this is our year to go all in for it and try and make a play. So the Leafs acquired Ian Makoshin and a 3rd-round pick for goaltender Mikhail Abramov and a 3rd-round pick. So that's I'd say that's a fair trade. Sean Dursey is hurt. Hallander comes back though, so we'll really have no large impact on the team there. Jeff Carter injured with a pulled groin. So let's go best lines here. And that should keep... Oh, where is he? Who did that just draw into the lineup? Oh, Brett Connolly, yeah. Don't want Brett Connolly in here. I really should be looking at trading him too, but I just can't do it with the depth that we currently have in the system. I don't think there's enough there to help us. So let's put Valerdi on that top line. Telquist is having quite the rookie season too. So maybe he'll be able to get Rookie of the Year. That'd be nice. Second and a third for Kevin Labanc. I'm kind of interested in that because Kevin Labanc still has room to grow, although it's probably not much room to grow. Not really a great season for Kevin Labanc either. He's not really getting much ice time, but I don't think he'd be getting any more ice time with my team, and he'd also be probably strictly a rental player. So, wow, that's quite... I feel like Tampa just got ripped off there. But they traded away Cal Foote, who's a former top 10 or just outside the top 10, but he'd be a first round, probably medium top 4 defenseman, and Dominique Kubalik for a third round pick and Marco Scandella. That is quite the price to pay, but I guess Tampa's shown in the past that they're willing to sacrifice the future to win today, as you see with the, I guess, Barclay Goodrow trade, as well as the trade for Blake Coleman. That seemed like quite the overpayment, but I don't know. Who's to say that when the NHL starts back up, and, well, God knows when, that they don't make a deep run into the Stanley Cup final, and those two players become key contributors just because of the way that they play. You know, the guys that typically are more of your grinders tend to step up. So there's quite the big trade. Columbus is receiving 2 second-round picks, Evan Rodrigue, and a third-round pick in exchange for Zach Hyman, a third-round pick, Oliver Bornstrand, and a fourth-round pick, which are heading to New Jersey. So that's a large trade. And just as that, we get our own trade deadline rental piece back in Jeff Carter. So we're going to stick him in here on the third line. So he's fallen again to an 83. So there's just real no need for him to be coming back next season. Hopefully he'll just retire as a LA King and can ride off into the sunset somewhere down on Cali Beach. So we're here now at the trade deadline, and we are, 37, 19, 7, and where does that put us in the division? Should still be in a playoff spot, yeah. So we're 10 points into a playoff spot above the next best team in our division, and we are just slightly back of the Arizona Coyotes, who have 85 points. Alex Turcotte's currently leading our way with 44 goals already through the season, so this is almost about the point of the season where the NHL is cut off. I think they're probably closer towards the 70, but Alex Turcotte's put up quite the point total. We have almost point a game defensemen, and as well, look at that, Anze Kopitar, 51 points in 35 games. That is just incredible. In terms of who else is really putting up points, there's not too many like high goal scorers, but we are getting contributions from everybody. In terms of who's leading the league, we have Sagan is leading the league with Nathan McKinnon hot on his tails, followed right up by Ovi. So it's our usual suspects. I don't think there's anybody in here that's really, wow, did not expect him to be there. I guess Henrik Telquist, look at that plus minus, plus 39 as a rookie. Just what a pick. And in terms of our rookie skaters, Henrik Telquist is definitely leading the way with Walker McDonough following up on his tails, and then Valerdi after him, and Dale Roussel just following up after him again. So, looks like Telquist is running away with the lead unless Ilya Sorokin, as a 26-year-old rookie goaltender, is going to be able to upset him for the Calder. So yeah, I think with that, I'm going to leave this video here and maybe start recording some of these, or editing some of these videos, so I can get it out to you possibly Saturday, if not Sunday night at some point in time. So with that being said, be sure to like and subscribe, and maybe tell your friends about this, because the more views and the larger the channel grows, the more videos I'll be able to put up. So until next time, peace.